everyone, my name is Jo Stevens. I'm the coordinator of Common Grounds Women in Business Network. And I want to say thank you for taking the time to check in and learn more about our amazing Common Grounds community. Now, Common Grounds provides coffee meetups for women in business to network and connect with like-minded women in business. We have an amazing diverse group of women. And one of the reasons why I started this vlog chat was to help these incredible women spread the word on not only what they do, but why they do what they do. And today I'm joined by the amazing Vishma. Welcome, Vishma.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're welcome, love. Now, would you like to formally introduce yourself and tell us the name of the business and a little bit about what it is that you do?
Yeah, so my name's Vishma Mistry, and my company's name is Mistry of Words. Obviously, it worked quite nicely with my name. I sort of started off as a marketing professional initially. So I did marketing for over a decade, I want to say. And during that period was when I kind of realized I love writing. I mean, I've been an avid reader for so long, and I love that sort of magic of words and where it takes you. And that's when I realized that writing is a passion that I have and a natural talent. And then, yeah, I kind of during COVID, it all kind of happened where, I had a light bulb moment and I thought, hold on, I was writing copy for a marketing material for the company I was working for back then. And I thought to myself, I could do this as a side hustle, extra income and so
Yeah.
on. But fate had other plans. So by like 6 months after that, things changed. I quit a job due to certain circumstances and had no other income to fall back on, no other job to go back in. Um, so it was a big leap of faith, and yeah, it was something that I just thought, there's only so much job applications you can do in a day. So I thought, I'm gonna give this a shot and see where it takes me. And 5 year on, I'm here, sitting here,
Well
and
done. That is exciting. And like that is like I know like for many women, it's about taking that leap of faith and just having a go and going with something that they're passionate about, So you've talked a little bit about like, the reasons why you kind of went into business for yourself. But like can you explain a little bit more about like what it is that you actually do? So am I right? It's like a copywriter, is that what it is? Or copy editing? I know
yeah.
there's a bit of a
So
difference in that.
I kind of do like an end-to-end service. So I work with a number of clients in terms of copywriting for websites, blog articles, marketing material, and then also from a perspective of building a brand for clients. So a lot of the clients that I've worked with and I continue to work with are sort of either starting out or they're midway and they're refreshing. And what I do is I almost help them take that confident flight and create that first impression out of not just the words that we use, but also from a brand design perspective of the psychology of colors, the fonts, the logo, what all of that is also communicating, as well as the words that we then put in with when we work with the web designer, with the copywriting, and then going forward with building SEO from blog articles and social media and so on. So I kind of help them lift off, have their flight, and then during the flight, if they're having a bit of turbulence, they'll come back and they'll be like, "Can you just help us pick that up again?" Uh, but yeah,
Well, it sounds like you have that passion. Is it more of a passion for words or is it a passion like, really just like, that creative side as well? Like, really like you were saying a bit about like the design with the website, knowing the fonts and the colors and things like that. I mean, that is so important. But is it more of a
yeah,
passion for the words or is it passion for all of that kind of thing?
it's a passion for all of it because I think when I was working in marketing, I kind of noticed how one thing would fall off
Yeah.
the other. And as marketers, often you can be very analytical, but I'm a very creative mind. I'm the total opposite. And I kind of have a passion. Like while I was learning about words, I was working with developing websites and I noticed how it was having an effect on when I was researching websites. And you kind of get an emotional connection with some of them, and some of them you just go, I just cannot go through this site, even look at it. Um, but it's just, yeah, it's a whole passion for the whole thing. And I think from my angle, it's more a very client focused angle that I have, is that I just want to give the best that I can. So that passion flows into everything that I do. I'm not just going to go, here are the words, off you go.
Yeah.
I don't care about the rest of the brand. For me, it's that passion for the full brand, for the full business, and their story that they're trying
Yeah.
to tell.
So helping them, yeah, that so through that whole journey, because it is a journey, isn't it, with business? Like, as you said, I find that sometimes it's not just always about the words that are out there. It's all the other stuff that comes with it. And if you're having that somebody with you that has those marketing skills and knows, my color is pink. Oh, it's a bit obvious now, but like is finding that right color brand, that is for somebody, and then marketing and utilizing that, which is like something that I've learned along the way, is if you utilize those colors, your branding colors, that people then can kind of recognize that that's you. Is that sort of like what you're trying to help with your clients kind of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we think of brands and you think like Coca-Cola, I
Yeah.
mean, red, if you see the color red, you automatically think Coca-Cola. You
Yeah.
hear a certain tagline like, you're worth it. That's become a memorable tagline, and you associate that with the brand instantly. And that's my goal for the businesses that I work with, is like, I don't want them just to get lost in the crowd. I'd rather have them stand out from that
Yeah.
crowd, so that, they'll be recognized, like you said, like, as soon as people see the pink or they see common grounds and you think coffee and you
Yeah.
instantly think of common grounds, and it's that association and memorability that comes through. And yeah.
Absolutely. Ah, I can hear that passion in your voice. But like, what about like who is like your audience? Who is it that you're finding, or that your target audience that you're really looking for? You've said small business, but is there a niche kind of market that you have, or is it a broad range kind of thing?
Look, I haven't niched in the past 5 years. I know there's a lot of conversation around niching, but I think initially I've always found like there's so many businesses out there with so many stories to tell. I just feel like, why should I box myself up
Yeah.
in that way? And that kind of restricts your passion as well. In saying that, a lot of my clients have been in healthcare and in recruitment. So
Yeah.
a lot of my clients actually, a bulk of them actually have been recruiters, that are sort of starting off or building up, or and so on, or midway. And then healthcare in terms of gynecologists, fertility specialists. I've had a Gaucher disease specialist from Yale
Ah,
University at one point. So yeah, a lot of healthcare as well. So those two have kind of been the main ones, but in between there's been a few others that I've also helped. So I'm not niching myself completely, but I would say that yes, those two are probably the primary that kind of lead this way.
yeah. Do you have like a bit of a program that can help, like, because we probably, a lot of the women that are listening today in part of Common Grounds, like startups. Do you have any, like, is that like a little passion as well, really, to help those startups and wanting to get there, like to help them grow and understand that marketing?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple of material bits that I'm working on. There's actually going to be a free worksheet that I've developed that should be releasing soon, and then sort of like a full-on guide book that I'm working on in the background. So that should help them out. And eventually, the plan is also to just sort of sit down with a group and have like a roundtable, and a presentation to go like walk them through, because there's a lot of
Yeah.
small business women who obviously budgets can be
Yeah,
restrictive, but if
absolutely.
there's resources out there, it will help them and guide them towards, so
Oh, I love
that's sort of
that.
like in the pipeline. Yeah.
Oh, that's very exciting. I love that. And I think, as you're right there, you've hit the nail on the head. A lot of startups, they just don't have the budget, for those sorts of things. And it's really lovely to have those kind of, like little programs that are out there to support? Because that was actually one of my next questions, is what kind of programs and things that you have. So it sounds like you have them coming up and happening there for women in business, or really anybody, as you said, like in marketing, and like, especially if you're starting out needing that support, and then that leads into that might be that ongoing, support that you might be able to offer them. That's fantastic.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, and it's just a resource for even those that are refreshing their brands. I mean, you could be a marketing professional working on a new website in a mid-sized company, for example, but that guide will then obviously be that step by step to build that in a better way in comparison to what it may have been before. So, yeah.
Oh, exciting. Watch this space, people. Let's see what happens. Oh my goodness. So you've been in business for quite a while. You're now starting to try and, get out there, that, spread that word a little bit more. What is it that you see a goal like for your business? Is it just to continue on the path that you are, or you see it as in a different direction?
I think at the moment I kind of do see it slightly going in a different direction. Like any business, you have your sort of change in winds that do happen, I guess. And that's happened for me in the past year. So it's a story that I will be telling soon. So stay tuned. But because of that, whatever happened over the past year, and so on, I think my business has taken a very different direction,
Yeah.
as to where it was at one point. It's still the same thing. The essence is still the same, and so on. I think the vision is greater.
I love that. Exciting. Can't
And
wait. Yeah.
yeah, and definitely it's going in a very, very new direction. I can feel
And I
it.
think that
So
is like within business, it is about growing and changing, and that is okay. And I think there's so many people out there, or especially women, if they they move their business in a different direction, they either feel like they're a failure, or they've gone the wrong, they've let down a certain part of what they wanted to do. But that's about the whole evolving, isn't it? Like in
it,
creating ourselves and just stepping out and, going, okay, this worked. Now I'm going to move it into this other direction, or like this didn't work. Right. So what direction am I going to go? It's about not giving up and just being the best versions of ourselves. What do you reckon? Do you agree?
absolutely, yeah,
Oh, love
yeah. Because it's easy to give up when things are down and you're like, okay, maybe I should just quit. But I'm not a quitter, and I never will be. So, and it's taking that direction, and it's also just listening to what's out there and what's changing as well. And I think evolution is something that we should all embrace in a way.
Absolutely. Love that. Well, I suppose that kind of brings us to our final question. Like, I kind of feel like we've done it, but like, what is one of your, best piece of advice that you would offer to anybody out there?
Uh, Take the leap of faith. Like, listen to your gut, take that leap of faith, and don't give up. Even in the hardest of times, do not give up.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you there. Just keep moving forward. You never know what's going to happen. And, you just got to take that leap. Oh, my goodness. I
Yeah,
love that. Well, thank you
yeah.
so much, Vishma. I really, really appreciated the time today. And I hope that everybody else got something out of it today. And I can't wait to hear more about your incredible journey. And so Vishma's going to actually be down the track putting a blog for us onto our website. So you can find that at Common Grounds, which is CGWBN, which is on here.com.au. So sounds a lot, but it's Common Grounds, womenbusinessnetwork.com.au, just with the little initials at the beginning. And we'll have all of your links on there as well. And we'll be putting this chat onto YouTube, where you'll find that. And yeah, we thank you so much for your time, Vishma. I appreciate
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
it. Thank
Thanks.
you. See you, everybody. Have a great day.